are back. Our next guest says that for a child to be most successful, fathers need to be active in their kids' lives. And that's why he launched the Dad Project right here in LA, helping men learn how to be more involved in their kids' day-to-day activities. He's what we call a rad human. From the Dad Project, let's welcome Donald Williams.
All right. Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, you're
for this
so
opportunity,
welcome.
Man, I really appreciate it.
No. Welcome to the show. Now, Donald, I do have a boba here for you. This is my own personal way of welcoming all of my guests to the show. If you haven't had it before, you don't have to drink it. There's a lot of textures and all that, but, you know, I would suggest that you give it a try.
Nah, this looks good. I get down with the boba.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're
perfect. Right. And while you're having a drink, I would love for you to explain to us what the Dad Project is.
So the Dad Project stands for Developing Accountable Dads, and it's all about getting the fathers more engaged in their children's education. You know, we know the dads are going to be at the basketball games and the sporting events. We want them to be just as excited about coming to parent-teacher conferences, science projects, literacy programs. So we host these monthly meetings where we, the dads come out, we build rockets, the kids are running around, we're reading to the kids, and just really trying to create that fun learning atmosphere for the dads and the children.
That's incredible, Donald. So why was this such a passion for you?
Oh man, so my parents, they were separated when I was very, very young. And then I moved to Slidell, Louisiana with my mother and my 3 brothers. And being apart from my dad and, having that distance, that long distance relationship, even though my dad was always present via the phone, but he just wasn't in the home, So as I got older, after I completed college, I moved back to Los Angeles to be closer to my dad. I got the opportunity to work for Head Start, developing their first father engagement program. So once I got to see the fathers engaging with the kids, I got to see the impact, how excited the kids were, for one. Number 2, the dads were like, we've never seen anything like this before. So it was important for us to bring it out to the community and start the Dad Project.
Absolutely. So when dads first join, they do something called the Man Cave Project. Can you talk to us about what that is?
So our Man Caves is it's like our support groups, So when I was working at Head Start, we hosted these meetings for the parents every month. But most of the times they're catered to the moms, so it's more like a parent cafe or, something pretty foo-foo pretty, you know what I mean? So for the dads, we had to come up with something different. The man cave, the barbershop, using these kind of terms. And it's just a safe space for dads to come out and talk like we're talking, talk about, ages and stages of development, co-parenting, stress and anger management, men's health, which is a big one because guys, we don't talk about our health. So we create this safe space where guys can come in, we can share, and we're learning from each other.
Yeah, it's so important for men to be vulnerable with each other and to be given spaces to do that, like you say. And so you say that you see a huge shift in fathers throughout the program.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny because whenever we get started, or whenever we enter into a community and we begin to run out our project, when the fathers come, usually the mom sends them anyway because they probably fill out the RSVP and sends them out. But when they come, they don't know what to expect. So a lot of times they're kind of sitting there looking at each other.
Right.
The kids are kind of running all around.
Yeah.
So, but it's not until that first dad grabs his kid, they sit down, they start engaging into the activity, that the whole room changes. Then all the dads are like, come on.
That's
so
amazing.
then, next thing you know, that's when it starts. You're getting engaged in the activity. We got music. We host raffles. We try to have good food. And it just really create a fun learning environment for these kids.
I want to introduce you to a dad that's been taking part in all the Dad Project activities. So let's say hi to Juan. So Juan, how did you get involved with the Dad Project?
Yeah, I heard about the Dad Project through my kids' school. I have 3 daughters. I have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So I'm a girl dad. And I got involved through the Dad Project through my little girls, my preschoolers class. And what I really liked about the Dad Project, growing up, somebody that dad wasn't home in my life, so growing with my kids, I've kind of wanted to be intentional about being in my kids' lives, and coming across the Dad Project, I was like, that's a great space there for me to just carve out some time. You know, we're really busy with that 9 to 5 every day. And it's a nice time to just like carve out that space and be 2 hours with the kids and learn with them and just, do arts and crafts with them and know the important things, that everything that Donald and the Dad Project teaches, like just kind of pick up on those things and just learn from those things. So it's been a really great few months doing that.
So I hear that you have a couple of witnesses who can confirm how much this has helped you as a dad.
Yeah, here you go. Here's my witness 1, witness 2, my wife and my daughter.
Hey guys, so my question is to Annie. So Annie, how have you seen things change at home since Juan started with the Dad Project?
It's been great. He goes and takes the girls, and they stay like for 4 hours, 5 hours over there, so I get to spend time by myself. And when they come back, they're super excited of what they learned, what they did over there, that it stands for the few weeks here at the house. So I'm really happy to see that they're bonding more, doing activities that they learn over there. So I want to thank Donald for what he's doing for the Dad Project.
Yeah. Absolutely. And is this your daughter Amaris?
Yes.
And do you think she'd be up for answering a question too? Amaris, what's your favorite thing to do with your dad these days?
Paint with him.
Oh,
Paint with him.
that's great. That's so great. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, Annie. Thank you so much, Amaris. And thank you, Juan. What an incredible story. Donald, what is your ultimate goal for the Dad Project, if you could say it?
Man, just seeing Juan and his family here is just truly a blessing. And I mean, just, right now we have a chapter that's thriving in Louisiana, our Dad Project South. We're actually working on building up a chapter in Colorado, also in Texas. But for Los Angeles, for our Dad Project SoCal, we need a center. We need a space where our dads can come, a central location in the community where, kids can learn, they can do their virtual learning. Dads can come apply for jobs. We can give these opportunities to our community. So that's one thing we're really working on right now. We're trying to find us a safe space to have our dads locally in our own center.
Well, Scholastic believes reading role models are a vital part of building strong readers and nurturing a lifelong love of reading among kids. And that's why they're excited to help Donald create a community of engaged fathers. So today, they're actually going to donate $5,000 in books and $5,000 in cash to the Dad Project.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
This is fun. I love being a host because I get to break news like this. This is incredible.